Well, first of all, I would say I feel very excited. I'm elated. I'm like, I don't even have the words for it. I'm so thankful that it's happening right now. I mean, 5 years, 6 years is such a long time
Yeah.
waiting for a film. But right now, I realize that, well, it's better you wait and then if something really good comes out of it. So because I'm so excited that it's going to be showing globally around the world, about 1,006 countries. That's a lot of countries. So like, I'm really happy that we waited all this time for it to come out at this time. So I have no words. I'm just, every time anybody asks me, I'm just grinning from ear to ear. Like, I'm really excited and I'm so thankful. That's how I feel. So I don't think, for me, I don't think I would use the word decide.
Yeah.
I would say I was destined to do it because my dear, it's like the story is so long, but I'm just gonna try to cut it short. And so first of all, I went for the audition. Like every actor, you're excited, and then you go for an audition, and then you're expecting that you're gonna get a role, and all of that. So after the audition, when they finally found me and they were casting, I was casted for Amina's friend in the film, who was played by Asabe Madaki. Amina's friend's character name is Aladi Ameh. So I was casted for that role, right? Now, they had their Amina already, like way before auditions, and all of that. There was an Amina. So for me, I just felt whatever role, as long as I'm part of this film, like I know it's big, I just want to be a part of it. Whatever role I get is good. And then they cast me for the supporting character, which is Amina's friend. So while we were on set was when, like, we were already in training, because we trained for like about 1 month, horse riding and sword fighting and script reading and all of that. So it was while we were already in training in Jos, everybody was there, and then Amina hadn't come at the time. I don't know what happened, but before you know it, tables turn, and then before you know it, I became Amina. The story is really long. I wish I can just say it in details, but I know we don't really have much time. But before you know, tables turned, and then I became Amina. So every time anybody asks me about it, I always say it's destiny. I believe so much in destiny. I believe so much in time and season. I believe so much in all of that. So for me, it's something that God has destined for me, like coming from, I guess even before my mom conceived me, God had those plans for me. And the way everything happened, you will know that this role is actually supposed to be played by me. Yeah. So I wouldn't say I decided to take the role. I mean, at that time, I was so happy. Like, are you serious? Amina, the lead character. Like, I'm like, director, are you sure? Don't mind me, I'm just kidding. But I was really happy that I got the opportunity to play that character, because growing up, we used to be told tales of Amina, Queen of Zazzau. We were told in school, in primary school, during history and all of that. In secondary school, the same thing. And then just basically maybe your grandmother or your grandfather or your parents giving you a gist about this people from back in the days who made history, and all of that, who are legends. So I've always known her story, and me giving that opportunity to play that role, I just knew that, my God, this is you. Like, I can see your hand. God, that's you, man. That's you. And then with the crew that I worked with, I just knew that it was going to be big. I mean, Izu Ojukwu, just know that any project of his that you're in is going to be big. So in my head, it's like, I'm so happy. I just want to play anything. And then Amina fell on my lap. I'm so thankful. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, Lucy Ameh is this person in the video. I'm from Benue State. I'm Idoma by tribe. I grew up in Kaduna. I was born and bred in Kaduna. I attended primary school, secondary school in Kaduna. I went to the university in Jos. I have a diploma in law from University of Jos. And after diploma, I kept trying to apply for direct entry. At the time, it was so difficult, to get admission. You have to like either pay or just, I don't know, it was really hard. And then I sat down at home after applying and applying like for 3 years. And I thought to myself, I can't just sit back at home. I have to move. So I told my mom I want to write JAMB again. And then I registered for JAMB and then I wrote JAMB again. So I applied for ABU Zaria and University of Abuja, mass communication and law for Abuja. So ABU Zaria gave me admission. Later on, I found out when I started with ABU Zaria, I found out that Abuja actually gave me admission, but I already started. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just do with the mass communication. Besides, I'm an actress, so it's my field. So let me just do it. Maybe later on I can do law as a second degree or something, so I just carried on. But my campus was not in Zaria, it was in Jos. So I went to a school called NTA Television College in Jos. It's affiliated to ABU Zaria. But my result reads BSc in Mass Communication from ABU Zaria. Yes. I come from a family of 4. I have 3 siblings, 2 elder sisters and a younger brother. And then I grew up with my mother. And what again do I tell about Lucy? So, this is Lucy. Lucy is just this I'm a go-getter. I'm a very determined person. I'm a very focused person. I'm very relentless. Whenever I want to do something or whenever I'm into something, I'm very, very, I get so hooked on it. I tolerate things a lot. I'm very consistent. So I've been in this industry for a while, coming back from the north and everything. Even while I was in school, I would go to Abuja, feature in some films. Some of them don't even see the light of the day, but I just kept going. I just felt that at some point I have to start from somewhere. So, but then education for me was like number one. I must, even if I don't have any qualification, I must have a BSc. I just have to have a BSc. So I left everything aside. I said the industry will wait. When it's time, the industry will wait. And when I get there, it will work for me. And I'm so thankful. I went to school, and right now the industry is here. I'm in it. I'm doing different projects here and there. What if I didn't go to school? I'm like, oh,
you're on Netflix.
Yeah, and I'm on Netflix. Yay!
Awesome.
Thank you, Damilala.
Awesome.
So that's me. I'm a simple person. I'm very jovial. People say I'm humble, so I will say I'm humble, but I don't want to blow my trumpet. But people always say, people that have worked with me, people love me. I know I'm not jollof rice, so not everybody will love me, but people I've met, they love me. They feel like I'm a great person. So, but I'm just this simple northern girl who just have big dreams and who wants to be on TV. My mom told me that when I was growing up, I think I was about 5 or 6, I walked up to her one day and I'm like, those people in this box, because the TV is a box, remember back in the days, I'm like, those people in this box, how did they get into this box? When I grow up, I want to enter inside this box. She always tells me that. And then she said she knew that amongst my siblings, while we're growing up, and she was looking at me, she just knew that this one is going to dash this one to media. You guys should just take her away, So it has always been like that. Yeah. So this is just me. I'm just a simple northern girl from the north, from Benue State, and then I grew up in the north. So I'm northern by orientation and by birth. So I'm just a simple northern girl who just wants to make it big in my career because I love what I do so much. I feel like whenever you put a camera right in front of me, I don't know, something Lucy just becomes something else. It's just like how Beyonce would say once she's on stage, Sasha Fierce just come out. So in my own case, when I'm in front of a camera, I'm okay, the fierce Lucy comes out. Yeah. So basically that's all about me. Just a simple girl from the north trying to make a living in Nigeria and make it big in her industry. Yeah. Wow. Did we maybe just 1 or 2 exclamations here and there, but not any major line like that. Yeah, it was just completely English. It's not an Hausa film or a Hausa film. It's not. yes, the story of Amina, Queen of Zazzau, is a northern story, a northern historical story, but I think the producers and the director didn't want it, just like you said, you just said that it's a Hausa film. They didn't want people to look at it like it's a Hausa film. They want people to look at it like it's a historical story we are telling. We don't have to speak Hausa in it. Now, I get your points about the Oscars and all of that. And actually, I asked these questions too. I asked my director these questions too. And he's like, it's not a Hausa film. They want everybody to just understand, because most times it's like people complain about how they can't even read subtitles. Some people don't even watch films where they put subtitles. So, and they don't just want to relegate it to be that, because it's another story, they don't want it to be that is a Hausa story, is a Hausa film. Because the truth is, Nigerians, we are just really funny. Because the truth is, if we had shot this film speaking Hausa all through, some people will say, na Hausa film now. I beg, na Hausa film, I don't understand what they talk. I beg, I don't feel read. Do you get what I mean? Now it's in English. Some people are saying, why is it not in Hausa? The truth is, you can never satisfy people. I guess the producers and the director just felt they wanted their film in English, and then they made it in English, and it can cut across to any community, I guess. I know there are some people around the world that don't even speak English, don't even understand English, not to talk of Hausa, so they have to subtitle it in their own languages so they can understand, and all of that, or no, translate it, dub it in their own language so they can understand, or probably subtitle it for them in their own language so they can understand. But for me, English or Hausa, it's okay. We told the story already. People should just relate to it, understand, like, it's not a Hausa film. My director will always say, it is not a Hausa film. It's another story, yes, but it is not a Hausa film. Yeah. Truth is, Hausa or not, we told Queen Amina of Zazzau's story, and we told it very well. And I can't wait for people to see the film. I had so many, like, it was a whole new, different experience for me, like having to do. So first of all, it's like I would say the biggest project I've done for now. I don't know what God is planning for me ahead. I've done like really good projects after Amina. Like, I'm not even going to lie. I've done so many great projects, especially Ajoche on African Magic. It was amazing. I've done so many great projects I can't begin to mention. But Amina is like, when I say it's the biggest project I've done, what I mean by it is the project where I was kept in one place for about 4 months or more. And it's a project where I was trained for like 1 full month. We were doing nothing apart from just waking up in the morning, going to the polo fields where we have the horses, train on the horse, come back, rest a bit. By 4, we go back for sword training and all of that. And then in the nights before we go to bed, we do the scripting and all of that, script reading and all of that with other actors and stuff. So it's like, and then we're there for like 1 month doing training. And then we shot for like about 3 months or more actual production. So Amina is like, so whenever I think about it, it's the project where I put in so much, like I put in everything. I didn't look back. It's just, at that point, I forgot if anything existed in this world. The only thing I was focused on is Amina. So every time I say it's like the biggest project I've done, at least for now, that's the reason why I say that, because a lot went into it. A lot went into it. So I had a lot of memorable moments from the set. I mean, apart from the accident, I had a lot of memorable moments. Like when I have to do routines where normally Lucy Ameh will not be able to do it. Like before Amina, I can't even raise my hand to say I want to hit somebody or do anything. But when I became Amina, it's like everything just happens with ease, like, that confidence. I am Amina, I'm a warrior, I can fight you, I can, So all of those times that I had memorable moments on set were times where there's a scene and then director will have to say, do this routine. And then my coach, Natty Bruce, give me the routine, and then I'll rehearse it with whoever is in the scene with me, and then I'm fighting different guys, and I'm jumping up, and I'm, doing all of those things. Or times when I'm on my horse and I'm on the horse and I'm riding from a very far distance, and the horse is on high speed and I'm going, and it's like so, that feeling, like this is something that you never thought in your entire life that you can do, and then this film will make you do it. So I had all of this small memory moments here and there, on set. It was, and then also the fact that the people I was working with, eventually we became like family, because we were saying, and then every morning you wake up and then you're on the bus, you're on the location bus or in the car, and then they're taking you to one very far village somewhere inside in Jos. And you just know that once you go there, you're climbing that horse, So all of those moments, that I can't really pick the exact one, but they were really good, memorable moments. Yeah. My God. Hey, if I could go back in time and meet the Queen Amina herself, I would just ask her, I think first of all, ask her, how did you do it? How are you so fearless? How did you, at that time and age, how did you break up from that? You are a woman, your job is just to sit in the palace, cook, give birth to kids, nurture them, raise them. How did you break up from that place where they always try to put women, like that's all you're supposed to do in this life? How did you do it in that age? Like, where did you get that courage from? How did that courage come? Where did it come from? Like, what were you thinking when you were doing that? Because from Amina's stories that I've heard and I've read about, Amina, she never sat down in the palace for at any point in time. She's always just in the battlefield, and she's a woman, and she's controlling a lot of army. And this army that she has are not women. She's the only woman in the midst of these thousands of people who are like her soldiers. Like, how did you do it? Yes, I know your father was the king, and so maybe they will respect you and all. But if you were a bad warrior, there is no way those men will bow to you. Those soldiers will not even listen to you, And how did you do it, Amina? And then I'll also tell her, look, you inspire me so much. You make me feel like I have no limitations. I can do whatever I put my heart to doing, and I can do whatever. Like if I keep at it and I'm consistent and I'm hardworking, I can achieve whatever it is. Like, Amina inspired me so much to know that there's no limitation whatsoever as a woman. Nobody can put you in a box. If you want to be whatever you want to be, you just go and be it. If you know that is what you want to be, just take it up and do you, man. Like, nobody can put you in a box. So yeah, those are the questions I would ask her. Like, how did you do it? I'm still in awe of that woman. Like, no. She's really strong and fearless, and she's everything. Like, I'm really proud, and I'm so thankful that I was given the opportunity to play her, and I was in that position, and in my heart, in my head, everything. I was Amina for those number of months that I filmed Amina, and even afterwards, but it took me so long to be able to break out of the character. So I could feel, I think I would say, I felt Amina in a way. I felt who she was in a way, because it just reflected in me really while I was filming. The moments I got into character, it was like there is a Lucy Ameh in my body and there is a Amina in my body. So it's like Amina and Lucy at the same time. So Amina was practically living in me. I would not even lie. I felt it, because there are things that normally I would not do. But I just felt like Amina was always the actual Amina, was actually always holding my hand and saying, we can do this. Let's do this. Let's do this, And nothing felt impossible for me. Even the day I fell down from the horse, or I was flung up the horse by the horse, I had gone so many laps, and I was so tired. And normally the Lucy Ameh would be like, director, I can't go on. But on that set, everything I always wanted to do was to make sure that my director and the DOP and the people behind the camera, they're smiling and they're fine and they're like, Amina, well done, well done, well done. I didn't want them to feel at any point in time that, no. So there was no traces of Lucy whatsoever. It was always Amina. So even when I was flung off the horse, on that day, I should have just said, director, I'm tired. Can we just let this action be? If the horse is tired, let's just let it be. We don't have to do it today. My director is a very considerate person. He would have listened. But he kept asking, should we go? And I'm like, yes, let's do it. And then I don't even know what happened. And then the accident happened. Now, a week after my accident, I was traumatized, yes. I was afraid of going back to work, but I was still the one telling the director, my face is healing. We can use foundation and cover it. Let's just continue. The director will be like, Amina, don't worry, just recover. just recover. So Amina is, I don't know, man, that woman, the real Amina, she's really a legend. She's really a legend. And I'm so thankful that I got the opportunity to play her. I would say it doesn't have to be some legend from Nigeria, right? I would probably say maybe Cleopatra, because she had a lot of, things to do with herself. Like, she was so sexy. She was using her charms and everything to be the queen and all of that. So I'll probably say Cleopatra, from the sword fighting. But wait, it's okay. If anybody has a sword fighting and horse riding script for me, please bring it. I would like to go back to that character again. I would like to, it was really enjoyable. I had fun. Yeah, so I would say Cleopatra. What's next for Lucy Ameh? A lot is next for me. So yeah, Amina is here now. I've been on a lot of different films, a lot of projects, TV shows, TV series, and all of that. Yeah, what's next for me? Just keep growing in my industry and playing different challenging characters. I want characters like, I want roles that is going to challenge me so much, roles that would take out Lucy Ameh and keep Lucy Ameh one somewhere, and then you step into that role. Yeah, I would really like those kinds of roles. What's next for me? So basically, it's just the film industry. That's all I know. That's all I want to do. That's all I'm passionate about, And yeah, so what's next for me is to do more films, more great films that will go on Netflix and be shown around the world. And someday soon, maybe, we never know, Hollywood might just call, or Hollywood might just call, or what do they call that Indian industry? Bollywood, yes, Bollywood and Hollywood might just call. You never know. So basically, my dream and prayers is just to do really big projects in the country and out of the country, go to different countries and film, learn their culture, learn their background, be in their projects and see how they do things, away from Nollywood. Yeah. So scripts should be coming left, right, and center. Everywhere,
Yes, so
from everywhere around the world. Nigeria.